And we start first with Mario in Hyde Park. Mario, you're on the score.
Hey, Layla Rahimi. What's up, Marshall? You know what? I feel like I have been duped since The Last Dance and shortly afterwards. AK and Mark Eversley, who no one but his family sees, decided that they were going to go on this path of rebuilding the roar, making people remember what it was like when the Bulls were really good, which means having talent on your side. They do have talent, but they don't have enough talent. Your goal, AK, should be winning your division so that this play-in monstrosity that you loved comes to an end. But there's no desire to do that. Marshall, you asked the question, why English may not be his first language, but he understands it very well because he knows that mediocrity means money. He's not going to lose his job as long as he stays on that line of being okay and bad. He's got a gig. And I know other people want to talk, so I'm going to end it here. This has been the biggest sports grift in Chicago in a long, long time. This dude is stealing. There's a possibility Josh Giddey, although they haven't said it, might need surgery on that wrist. What is he going to do then? You going to pay him? You got to pay him, right? Man, this is horrible. It is not getting better anytime soon. Thanks.
I love that Mario wanted to cede his time to somebody else when Mario was cooking. Like, we could have let that ride a minute.
Mario's right. Mario has said nothing wrong. There's nothing he said that I disagree with. Again, mediocrity does mean money. Do they fill up the United Center? Do people have a good time during the regular season? Whether the Bulls win, they're an exciting team to watch, win or lose.
You also had the point. Whose directive is this? Is this AK?
No. If it was AK's directive, AK probably wouldn't have a job because they haven't done anything. They've won a playoff game since AK took over, right? Do I have my math right? A playoff game?
Playoff, yes.
One playoff game. That's not good enough. Where else would that be good enough?
It is okay to rebuild. It is okay to
take it
down
out
to the studs like we hear Ben Johnson talk about.
NBA fans know.
All right, we got more callers to get to. Let's go to Mark in Elk Grove on the score.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Good morning.
I'm taking a different approach. I don't want to say it's the fans' fault, but I'm going to kind of go, to the fans. Everyone complains that the team stinks, but you lead the league in attendance. You're packing the place. If you want someone to throw popcorn on you, because that's fun, you can come to my driveway and I'll throw popcorn on your kids and kick them off because that's supposed to be the highlight of what they promote every week. So until fans kind of really get fed up watching this garbage, the Bulls aren't going to do a damn thing. So at some point, fans have to say, go to a Bulls game, go to the park, do something else, but don't waste your money or time at Bulls games. That's all I got to say.
All right, Mark, thanks for your call. I just don't think, unfortunately, it's just not that simple to say, oh, don't go to a game and they're going to change their ways.
Here's why it's not that simple. There's too many people who live in this city and people are going to go to games.
I'm going to go to the games.
It's 20,000 seat arena.
And if it were up to fans, goodness knows the transactions that would have happened. But I see the point. I just think it's never that simple to protest and know that it's going to be different in that way. That doesn't mean you don't have agency, but I just don't know that that's going to resonate that much. I know fire Garpax and chance of that at the All-Star game, however, might have been it, but it was also many years into their tenure. Let's go to Jack in Ukrainian Village. Jack, you're up next on the score.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. So, first of all, shout out to Cowley for just embarrassing AK today. Like, that's the kind of vitriol this man should be spoken to at this point in the Bulls' tenure. But I also just want to put out a hypothetical for everybody. If somebody is pitching you a business plan and you're trying to hear people's pitches for how they're going to get you to the top of the industry, if they are saying hopefully after every 3 words about their business plan, do you trust that person to grow your business? Because that's what's happening here right now. Anytime Arturas starts calling, the entire time of that press conference, all we heard was, well, hopefully we're going to get better and hopefully this guy's going to get healthy. If you're just hoping away, if you're trying to hope your way into a championship team, you are a perennial bottom feeder, or in this case, you're a perennial middle feeder. And it's just so clear that this guy is so out of his element in everything he's doing, and it's just an embarrassment at this point. It's amazing that Michael Reinsdorf doesn't have the guts to do the right thing and fire this guy, just like he didn't have the right thing. He didn't have the guts to fire John Paxson, because John Paxson had to fire himself because everyone hated him so much that he had to just get his ass out of here. So I think it's just so frustrating to be in this perennial stuck place where we have these small pocket of fans that are still delusional about what this organization is heading towards, but so many people, including the national media, saying, what are these people doing? What are these idiots doing? And it's this tiny, weird pocket universe of these people who have this delusion that this core is going to go anywhere. And so there's that other quote that came up today where he basically said, I wouldn't put a ceiling on this franchise, or I forget what he said. I wouldn't put a ceiling on this group of people, Josh and Kobe, whatever it is. It was a completely delusional statement that just shows you he's just going to keep trying to jam a square peg into a round hole for the next 3 years. And sooner and before we know it, we'll be the 7th seed in 2027, and we won't have gotten Jokic. And we'll be back here again, and nothing's going to happen because this franchise is basically a 2-bit Las Vegas residency, just clamoring on to stay relevant and stay profitable. And it's just pathetic, and this city deserves better.
Jack, thank you for your call.
No.
Yeah, you get the DJ Airhorn call of the day.
No,
we just made that up, but that was a great analogy. I didn't see that coming, and there was a plot twist in the call. There was a lot happening there. There was a business analogy for those of us who don't have real jobs. I appreciate that illustration. So I appreciate Jack for taking the time to vent with us.
Perennially, purgatory, present. That's what the Bulls are right now. And it's not going to change. And he's absolutely right about the part when you talk about business, the hopefully. The problem here is there's no accountability for AK. There is none, because guess what? People are showing up. They're still doing their thing. The games, I mean, you've been to games. The games are fun in the regular season. It doesn't equal a winning team, though, overall. There can be surges like the one we saw in the NBA silly season when you win 15 of your last 20 games and you beat bad teams and other mediocre teams. But when push comes to shove and you have to do something in the postseason, that's a different animal.
I think Jack really illustrated one thing well when he talks about the word hopefully. And I do this as a fan. I talk about how it's great to see Kobe White grow over the years. That is something that I am thrilled to see. We know that it is a key function of who Billy Donovan is as a coach, for example. We've enjoyed watching Modest Buzelis grow in this season. You want to see exponential growth out of him. And he says the word hopefully, as we mentioned. Or Arturas Karnisovas talks about how they won 39 games instead of Will Gottlieb's projected 28. The theme is you're outpacing your expectation. I want you to start with the higher expectation. I want your floor to be higher. I want you to say, we want our superstar. We're going to develop another guy. We're going to make room for this guy while we do that. That's how you shorten your timeline. Use that money to spend. Wheel and deal. The rest of the league does it. It is not as personal. I fall in love with players. I want to keep people. I'm a broadcaster. No. I'm not the one making the big bucks over on the West Side. I'm not making the hard decisions. We see that. We kept an eye on the Kings game last night because we want to see what Zach and DeMar do.
What'd they do?
They lost to a Mavericks team that I'm still sad that Anthony Davis has to be part of such a terrible trade. But the point is, we care about the people in the business. But the business side of this, there has to be harsher decisions that are made regarding some of these people.